time to talk figures on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. Yes. And today's conversation is going to be really interesting, and I am very excited to have you join me today. My name is Choma Ezenwafo, and let's start this way. You know, in the United States, White House has started briefing TikTokers about the war in Ukraine. I mean, TikTokers. I mean, how many years ago? Just a few years ago, you wouldn't find such, right? But you see people who have, just because they have a TikTok account and they are huge on TikTok, they find that the United States, the White House briefing has now included such people. I cannot even count how many times I've been to what was supposed to be a media briefing, and I find content creators also invited. A 25-year-old YouTuber from North Carolina is one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. Yes, you know how the Time Magazine's 100 most influential people used to be about people who, who come from, those very significant sectors. But you find today that even owners of YouTube, a 25-year-old YouTuber, yeah, you heard that right, is now has also been listed as one of 100 most influential people. And of course, here in Nigeria as well, we've seen how things happening online can quickly have a real life impact. Like NSAS, okay? All of it started online, and then it had a real life impact. So if you are still underestimating the power of internet personalities, then you're not paying attention. Hello and welcome to Talking Figures. Today we dive deep into the creator economy industry. Yes, we're talking content creation and entrepreneurship today. If you are on social media, or you follow me somehow on any of the social media platforms, you probably already know, right? And so somehow you also have your questions ready, because we're having a very interesting guest. We're going to have a full house, and then very interesting guest. Yes. And once they are in the building, I'll let you know. But for now, let's do Market Watch. Oh yes, Market Watch is a segment where we talk about stories in the world of business and all that it means to you when it comes to the money in your pocket. And right now we have lots of interesting stories in the world of business. I mean, so much has come in, starting with where do we begin? I mean, the River State governor, talking about the marketing River State and how we should be careful. He's telling his critics yesterday during an inspection not to demarket River State. It's something to talk about on the show right now under the segment Market Watch, and I find myself thinking about it and the fact that so much is happening. Of course, you know about the political crisis, and having him think about it that way. Let's look at what it means. This is the first quarter of the year, right? And so many investors. We had earlier in the year, earlier when the year was just starting out, we had the conversation about attracting investors. If you follow Talking Figures, you probably heard that as well. And we talked about attracting investors into River State. And one of the conversations kind of touched on the fact that we need to also be careful what we say, how we conduct ourselves. And not just the ordinary Nigerian now, but those who people look up to, leaders. And that's obviously because what they say becomes what the narrative is about River State. Okay, so it makes me wonder why people would argue when the former governor said River State is peaceful. Some people thought it was a political statement, but then again, from the business angle, isn't that something good to say? Perhaps that would not market River State. I don't know. It's not a good time to be on anybody's side. We'll always be on River State side. And yeah, we stand with the comments. We only stand with comments that help to project River State as a state ready to be invested in, ready to double your money, or ready for you to come do business. Okay, we stand with comments that would always bring peace, and more people to experience what we have here. What do we even have? We have lots of interesting things in River State, and we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of it. So yes, it is a very good thing. It's a very good reminder. If you weren't conscious of it, I think it's time we become conscious of our actions and our words and the things we say online and offline, and ensure that it doesn't demarket River State. The responsibility actually lies a lot on the government as well, in what they do to ensure that River State is not demarketed, because we just had in the news about insecurity, and the Commissioner of Police in River State actually mentioned something about possible kidnappers influx. And if that is real, the River State government has to really work something out to ensure that River State is perceived as safe, because it's only safe environments that you can do business. So that's that for that particular story. And then we have the one of course, the at the state, at the national level, we know that we have the Naira fall. It's almost like, as I was leaving the studio last Wednesday, the Naira decided to have a free fall. It was quite heavy fall, I must say, and lots of people didn't see it coming, and some people lost money. I hear some gained. Yeah, we cannot always forget that some gained, but it's not a place for us to be, because Naira jumped to 1,005 Naira, rather 1,500, actually 1,500, and it was not obviously what a lot of people expected, but the analysts will tell you that it was expected. I mean, we cannot say that we are serious about stabilizing the economy and some of our policies still look the way it does. Well, currently, where is the Naira at the moment? I hear it's about 8,400 and something. Let me see. I think it's about 8,400 and something in the parallel market. Okay, so there's also the conversation about the high cost of living. I mean, we've even seen protests across board, and the CBN continues to promise a 21% inflation rate later this year. How that is going to happen remains to be seen, but it's something that a lot of people are keeping their eyes open and trying to understand. Lots of business owners are trying to really understand, because the inflation is biting. It is constantly rising, and if we cannot covet, if we cannot ensure that this is nipped in the bud anytime soon, it's not looking good already. I mean, those protests that we've recorded in some parts of the nation is already a signal of what could happen if we do not see leaders act, be very proactive about all of this. All right, and then the final story on Market Watch today. Let's look at the cooking. Let's see now. Let me see. What's the big story on which one? Okay, let's look at petrol queues emerging in Lagos and environs. They should not come to Port Harcourt. Anyways, the fact that they're already in Lagos is a problem. So why do we have petrol queues there? Why do we continue to have these issues? We know that the removal of petrol subsidy wasn't just supposed to be about tackling corruption. It was also supposed to ensure that we do not have issues like this. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one to understand exactly what it is that's going on in the oil and gas industry. We've had the conversation on this for now, and at the end of the day, Nigerians just want to be able to have access to petrol. They just want to have this product. They actually do not care how much you sell it, as in, like, do not really care about how much you sell it, more than the availability of the product. So whenever we have queues resurfacing, it's usually not a good one for us. It's usually not a good one, really. So let's see what that would do, what unfolds in coming days. Let's see. Yeah, I have a full house, like I told you, completely full house. And that's market walk right now. We'll move into insider tips because my guest just walked in. Stay tuned. We're going to break. And when we come back, yes, we're talking content creation and entrepreneurship, the business of content creation. You're about to hear this like you've never heard it before. I have like 20 questions for these people. Like I told you, it's a full house, and I've given you an idea of who it is I have in the studio, who they are. So they get to really do a proper introduction after this break. But then I need you to go right now on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, also live at Nigeria Info PH. And if you have questions, it's a good time to drop those questions right now. Yes, WhatsApp number is also available. You can drop messages there. 0809 030 6416. That's the WhatsApp number. If you have questions for them as well, it's good you drop them too. If you are doing content creation for the first time this year, you're in luck, because what we're discussing here today is going to ensure that you have a really great start this year. Or if you had a bad ending last year when it comes to content creation, a conversation of this nature is going to help you gain your confidence back and know the direction to go. So stay tuned and do not go anywhere. When we come back, we'll start with the guests. They'll talk to us, and then we'll come to your questions. Of course, at some point, the phone lines will also be open. So yes, I see that some of you already share. I see comments already from Market Watch. I see it. I see all of them. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to read them after the break. So stay tuned. Okay, still talking figures. Thank you for staying tuned. Yes, I said it's a full house, and I mean it in every way. If you can go right now on YouTube, well, live on YouTube, you will see for yourself. It is a full house, like we've never had it on Talking Figures, but it is for a very good reason. I have in the studio the house, ladies and gentlemen, like Jude would say. Of course, you know they come with a lot of energy, and I've said it that even though it's a business environment around here on Talking Figures, it's also important that you bring that non-toxic nature. Like I was just talking to them about the fact that I love their energy. I love the fact that, you know, they are so peaceful, like so bonded, and I really enjoy that. But today on Talking Figures, on Nigeria Info, we talk figures. On Talking Figures, rather, we talk numbers. We're going to be focusing on how they got here, and more importantly, what their numbers look like, the ones they are willing to share with us. What do they look like when it comes to content creation? A lot of businesses, they've come to the point where they realize that they need to create content online if they are going to get the kind of visibility they desire, but they do not even know where to begin. Some have started, they do not know how to monetize. So much going on when it comes to content creation. And so let's start from the beginning. I mean, before all of this, there was no internet. Just let's go back when there was no internet and we're just all minding our business. If you want a customer, you put out your signboard beside your shop and hope that someone will tell someone that you're here, right? And then the internet came, and with it came social media. And with social media came content creation, and before we know it, people are counting 6 zeros, 7 zeros, and there's so much buzz, and some of us are lost in it. Let's unbundle it today on Talking Figures. My name is still Chimai's Wafo, and I'm about to properly introduce our guest, starting with the almighty Chidima. I was just telling her that Nigerians, I'm sure Nigerian women are so jealous of you, the kind of attention you get. Anyways, Chidima, tell me, what else should we know about, you know, the way you do business? Let's start with that.
Actually, I have an online store.
Okay.
I sell unisex vintage wares. So one thing about business is the consistency.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the consistency. You have to be consistent.
What do you do in your online store?
I post pictures of the wares.
Okay.
I create content with the wares, like post videos of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's usually what I do.
Okay, let's just do introductions, then we'll come back to the content creation start and all of that. Okay, so we have Ipali.
Yeah.
Yes, tell us, what's your own business?
Okay, a recording artist, music, songwriter, and a recording artist. So that's basically what I do. Though it's a little bit slow, you all know how music can be. You get to work really hard, and then before you make it to the limelight, you know. So it's basically music is not been so easy, but yeah, we're doing it. This songwriting pays for now.
Okay, so by my right, I have another member of the house. Talk to me. Okay, you have to speak to the mic. Yes.
Okay, I'm OZ. Yes, OZ of the house.
What business do you?
Yeah, I'm a fashion designer. I make clothes, different clothes, name it, suit, two-piece, whatever. Yeah, suit, two-piece, whatever. Just show me what you want, and OZ is going to provide for you exactly, perfectly. And I'm open for other business too. I'm the kind of person who come with nice business, and I know, okay, this is cool, and I go with it. Sure. Apart from fashion and designing, I'm open for that business.
Interesting. So another member of the house.
Okay, my name is Toki, and I own a perfume store where I sell all kinds of Arabian, English, niche, and oil perfumes.
Okay, another member of the house.
Okay, hello, my name is Marvin, and I'm a UX and UI designer, and also a minded investor.
UX and UI, that's product design.
UX and UI design.
Product design.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with product design. Then we can now do the whole UX and UI part. All right.
Hello everyone, I'm David. Okay, I'm a digital artist and I'm an animator.
Okay, so this is more like business owners came together and formed and what do I call it? And formed a team and then doing content creation for how long now?
And this is about one year.
Yeah.
1 year and 2 months. 1 year
Two
and
months,
3 months. Yeah. 1 year and 3 months, I guess.
A year, 3 months.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, what inspired you to start creating content on social media?
Okay, basically this is our lifestyle. We are normally happy people. So it has actually started a very long time ago, but we don't just put it out there. It all ends on my WhatsApp status. So a friend of mine was like, not just one, couple of friends were like, you should put this thing out there. People need to see how happy you guys are. People need to see how you guys connect. People need to feel the energy you guys share amongst yourself. So why not just put it out there? For some time I was reluctant.
Okay.
Yes, I was reluctant, but last year, was it last year?
Yes.
Yeah, last year, July. No, year before
Year
last,
before last.
July. Yeah, that was when I then thought about it. I said, okay, let's start putting this thing out there. And we came together, I called everybody. What do we call ourselves? Okay, this is the house. This is our house. What do we call it? Let's just see the house. But we didn't want it to be too regular. So then we thought of, okay, why not replace THE with DE? And then instead of the full house, you just use OUSE. And then you be like D house. Bring it together. And then the same moment, we all together, we thought about, what's it called? A logo for it immediately. Then said, since it's a house, let's think of doing a roof and then maybe a smile with the roof and then give it to somebody that can develop it into something that it is today. So we contacted a very close friend of ours. His name is Benji Zakirmale. Shout out to you for the logo. Thank you very much. So he designed the
I like the logo.
Yeah, very creative. He designed it. Though we pitched the idea to him, but he modified it to be what it is today. So we had the house logo and then we created a TikTok account with it. It all started TikTok. So the very first video we posted just went viral. Yeah, it went viral, but not so much was happening because it was just a video. And then everything on our page, let's say 90% of everything you see on the page is purely organic. It's not something we come together and say, oh, yeah, we want to act. Yes. That's why you see some of our videos are very long because you can't, it's not scripted. It's not something you say, oh yeah, when you get to this side, you talk this and then you stop. You say this and then you stop. No, it is just purely organic. Just start talking, do whatever you do. And then we put it together and put it on the internet. So the very first video, she was in the kitchen making stuff and then Ozed went into the kitchen, started dancing. So I, just like we always do, I heard them making noise and I just went there. Started videoing the whole moment, and then when I was done, edited it and posted it. Went viral.
And then what's the collaboration been like? We're going to get to the figure part just very quickly. What was that? This about how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, to partner with my sister for anything is almost impossible. So to have 6 people partner for this, how has that been?
Okay, when you say partner, like to ourselves.
Yeah, collaboration. You're all collaborating, like you're all working together.
Okay, no, it's not been easy. It's not been easy, but I would say we've been together for the longest of time, and then I feel like we have this connection, we have this understanding. But even siblings do fight. So sometimes we quarrel, we argue when this one is down, when we're supposed to create something. This one is not ready, this one wants to go out, this one is busy, everybody wants to go about their different activity. At first, it wasn't so much of a problem because all we had to do was video moments and then put it out there. But then as we kept on creating, immediately the big break came, Yaba Left was on our page, we blew up to about 60k, 100k, about it's not really serious. Yeah, so we created Facebook,
YouTube,
YouTube is pretty slow for now, but we're getting there. So
okay, now let's look at the figures. At what point were you sure that it was a good time to monetize?
Because on Facebook, Nigeria is not eligible. We had to use a Facebook agent. That's what basically everybody does.
Yeah.
So that you're outside the country, or you use a Facebook agent to monetize. Yeah. So we were about. We wanted to do it when we were 10k, but then a friend advised and I said, no, why not just wait a little till you have more audience.
Okay, well, how many do you have currently?
155k.
65,000 people.
Yes, on Facebook.
And for each video, you get like how many views?
The minimum should be about 30,000.
30,000
Yeah,
views.
that's
So
the minimum.
30,000 people view your video, one video alone, right?
Yep.
So at what point did you decide that, okay, this is going to be making money very soon?
That's 50,000 people.
But
when we got 50,000 persons and I reached out to a monetization agent, I was like, okay.
You had to wait to get to 50,000 followers.
Yeah, because not like it was, it wasn't planned.
Okay.
Like, I would say it was more like a thing to gather more people. So the more engagement you get, the easier your video moves on
Yes.
Facebook. So if you have 10,000 persons, you're not guaranteed that 10,000 persons will see it. And that's when you put it out there. So we had to wait see when we can gather a lot of people and then put it out there. So we had 50,000 and then monetized.
Anyone want to say something?
I think also on Instagram, when we started building our Instagram pages, and then we had different blogs posting our contents. So different brands started reaching out to us. They would come and they'll say, we like what you guys do, we like the whole family reunion, union and the love between you guys. So we'd like you to advertise our products for us. And because we were starting, we didn't really know, we didn't really have a rate card. We didn't really know what to put out there. So we had to make some inquiries from content creators to know what they charge. And when we got that, we started getting deals from Instagram. So for every time we get reposted by blogs and other pages, we get deals and then we negotiate with them, run the ads and they pay. So that's Instagram on its own, different from Facebook monetization. So I feel like personally this monetization works differently on different social medias.
They do. I was going to ask you about that. I mean, social platforms and like the ones you've all kinds of creator programs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, apart from the ones we see that every day they keep refining it and trying to just get you to do more and all of that. How have you found that? How have you been able to navigate all of the demands that these platforms make?
Okay. I think COVID came with a lot of ideas and a lot of action for content creators, and if you want to rely on just one platform, you end up missing out on the others.
Okay.
Because the trend is very competitive. Like YouTube is coming up with shorts. There's a new platform, Kick. Kick made Twitch to change their monetization program and everything. So I think for content creators, what we do is we diversify. Like, try to be everywhere. We try, because you cannot have all the markets in one place. Someone might be using Facebook, is not using Instagram. So we try to make ourselves available everywhere. We try to do something, try to leverage all the tools out there to use to influence.
What word do I use now? How profitable is content creation in Nigeria?
It's very.
It's talking figures, so give me a figure.
Okay,
It's talking figures.
Okay, I think I watched an interview Brother Shaggy did some time ago, and he called really crazy figures. We're talking thousands of dollars, 50,000, 60,000, up to $100,000.
Okay.
And this is not even in 6 months. We're talking about 1 month, 2 months. So when you see these guys buying big houses, it's not all the content creators though, because you make money as to the number of followers you have. Take for instance Facebook. If you have 1 million view on Facebook and you have lots of comments, you're going to rack up so much money as to the engagement you get.
How do you get there? That's one question a lot of people have, especially business owners who are now turning content creators just to draw visibility to their business. How do you get to what's the easiest strategy to use to build your platform to the point where you start having 1 million views?
There are no shortcuts. That's what I would say. Hard work. You keep posting. You just have to be there. You have to be in their faces. You have to keep creating content. The more you create, the more people get to see you. Like exposing yourself to a whole lot. So the more people get to see you and your videos keep flying. You don't create long videos all the time. Sometimes you make reels.
Should it always be videos? I mean, content is not just video. We have other forms.
It depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
If you sell thrift and then you feel like you're comfortable putting out pictures, then put out pictures. If you want to reach a larger audience, you can put those pictures and make out a 1 1 minute clip from it and post it on Reels. It's easier for Reels to fly.
So videos at the end of the day, if you really want to
Boils down
grow your
views,
platform.
yes. And if you want, after being monetized, if you want to get paid, it actually has to be videos.
Yeah, it's videos because the consumer market is actually changing. People, maybe because of boredom and the vast amounts of too much information out there, people want to like get information immediately on the screen. So video actually comes into play. So you should be able to create videos that within the first few seconds you can attract the consumer, can keep the people keep watching. So video has actually taken over the traditional methods of maybe other methods of broadcasting. So now it's more video content, short videos, using music trends to attract people to your contents and all those kind of stuff. And these platforms are also leveraging on your videos to try to generate revenue, because they try to find a way to infuse other adverts into your own advert, into your own short videos. So there are definitely unlimited ways to make money off content creation. You said we should quote figures. Last year alone, content creators all over the world made about $140 billion.
So it's become a $1 billion business.
It's in the next 2 years projected to be up to 300 billion. So you see the market keeps expanding. So it's not like it's crowded.
So the next best time to start creating content is now.
Now.
Interesting. Now, one of those who they've already started, but it's really slow. That thing can be so discouraging. 1 view, 2 view. You can't check my page. So discouraged. I mean, I teach content creation. I know all of what to do, but the time to do what you know is a different conversation altogether. Yes. So I was going to even ask you about how much time. But then, let's say you've done it consistently and you've grown as well. What are the best monetization opportunities out there? When it comes to monetizing, what are the best opportunities? Is it YouTube? Where should you start?
Right now, YouTube is actually leading.
Right?
Facebook. The problem is, when COVID came, TikTok was the talk of the day. Everyone.
I don't know what's going on on TikTok. That one, they're their own world.
Everyone.
But they're also, their creator program is also very attractive because Nigerians are busy there.
So, but what's been happening recently is a lot of countries are calling for a ban of TikTok in their countries. So you see all the platforms like Twitch, Kick, YouTube, they're trying to leverage, because since they're kicking out, they're trying to do something. So right now, YouTube is the best. Facebook is following up. Facebook have increased their short videos, monetizable videos to up to a minute. Instagram has also increased theirs from 60 to 90 minutes. So as long as
let's explain that. If your video is up to a minute,
yes, you can be able to monetize.
Okay. Yes. How does that work exactly?
Okay. What happens is if you keep people watching your videos, then this platform can infuse maybe a second ad and
then you get a commission.
You get paid, YouTube is the best because they are sharing. They do actually make their sharing formula open to everyone to see, to try to gain people. So their sharing formula is 55-45.
Yes.
Keep 55, keep 45. So
that's still the highest. No one has beaten.
No one.
How about Facebook? What does Facebook? What's the percentage for Facebook?
I think Facebook charges Facebook shares per 1,000 views. So it depends on the amount, your RPM, the number of people that are engaging your videos. So you can earn about $0.2 per 1,000 views to about zero.
That's slow.
Yeah, it looks slow, but this is why building your followership is actually important.
Because you see that RPM thing keeps changing.
Okay.
Today, this month you're on 0.05 RPM, and the next month you're on 0.20 RPM. That's like what you make per 1,000 views. So maybe you make 20 cents per 1,000.
RPM is what now? Ratio? What's that?
Revenue per minute. Revenue per minute.
Revenue per minute.
Yes.
Okay.
So how they calculate it is that figure is what you're being paid for 1,000 views. So people have high RPMs as high as $2 RPM. $1 RPM. So imagine you're having 100,000 view and then they are paying you $1 per 1,000.
Okay.
So you then calculate everything. That's how you know how much you're making.
And you can withdraw this money?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Yes.
you can.
That's the
And
essence.
with each social media has different criteria. Like for TikTok, one thing we found out this year is when you have a TikTok that pays, they don't calculate the views from Nigeria. They mostly calculate views from outside the countries,
Why?
like US, UK, and then they don't calculate the views when you go into the pages to watch it. Calculate it when the videos pop up.
FYP, yeah.
Let's say when you're just scrolling down and you just see the videos and then you watch it. But if you watch for just 5 seconds and scroll, it doesn't count.
That's for TikTok, right?
That's
Yes.
having a foreign TikTok, not in Nigerian based.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they are all different. Now let's look at there was a time that Instagram went down.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think Twitter too also did something like that. Something like that happened to Twitter, and people lost a lot of money. I remember people were wailing and talking about how much they lost, and that got me thinking: can companies protect creators in the event of a shutdown, or you just allowed to bear your loss? You bear your loss alone, and they bear your.
I think you're allowed to bear your loss. I think we owe ourselves to protect ourselves from such.
What does protection look like for a content creator?
That's where the diversification comes in. You do not just rely on a particular platform.
Perhaps you have your own website where you share.
Yes.
Okay.
Just try to make yourself everywhere, so when one side is down, you can always rely on something else to keep you going.
Okay. What did you make of the plan to regulate social media? You know, we have the social media bill. I think it's past first read. I'm not sure second. But what do you make of the social media bill? I mean, there's a lot of conversation. There was a lot of conversation before now about that bill. Any idea to regulate it? Would you agree? Do you support any idea to regulate social media, considering that you're making money from it?
No, I think I do not support it, because I think it's being regulated is like taking our freedom of speech, freedom of what to put out there. It will be controlled, and when the governments are controlling what the masses listen to, I think it's like a controlled bondage or something.
Okay.
So
and it's also going to limit creativity.
yeah, it limits, definitely.
I mean, you just mentioned earlier that you just do your thing, you freestyle usually, and those are usually the videos that go viral, the ones when you freestyle, right? Okay, now it's time for you to join the conversation. You listening right now, you've heard the house and all of their individual businesses and how they've come together and how they are thriving. We're talking is a $1 billion industry. The content creation industry is a $1 billion industry. So if you were not paying attention before now, perhaps it's time to start paying attention. If you have questions, now it's time to ask. 0817-923-0002 is the number to call to get through to us. 0817-923-0003 is also another number that you can call to get through if you have questions for the house. Chidima is also here. Chidima, you've been unusually quiet. So tell me, when it comes to what advice would you give someone who wants to start now? What's the first thing the person should do right now? Get a good camera or get a good studio?
Most people, they have good cameras, but they are scared.
Okay.
Yeah,
So fear, conquer your fear.
Yes, conquer your fear. Just start. I don't know. Creating content, they're actually different. Most people, they create lifestyle content. Most people, they do cooking and all that. Dress up, get ready with me. So anyone you have in mind, just start.
And continue to do it.
Yeah, just continue.
Get a good camera too.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. The calls are cutting through. Anyways, you can call 0817-923-0007 as well, or 070-0923-0923. And the WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. That's the number. That's the WhatsApp number. And of course, you can call 070-0923-0923. Yes, we are waiting for your questions. If you have questions, comments, you going to start creating content now? Are you going to take your content creation more seriously now? It's $1 billion business, you've heard, and it's not every day. I was also ask you about government support. What does that look like? Have you ever had the government? Are there policies of government that's been supportive, or you want to become supportive at this time?
I think for now we don't get so much support. Like I don't feel content creators get so much support from the government, except for those of them that are already there, like the higher minds. When I say the higher minds, I mean the likes of Sabinos, some really big content creators that can rack up about 1 million to 2 million followers. These are the people that get to really do stuff with the government. You get they do maybe they have an event, people in government invite them to come do one thing with them, and then they make money from it. So when we see government support, you have to work very hard to get there, so they can start supporting you. And then again,
what should support look like for content creators in Nigeria?
Support for content creators has to be
Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi.
That's a very big one. That's a very big one.
free Wi-Fi. Is that even visible?
In River State, they started one time. Yeah, the River State government started something like that. We need to actually go see whether it's still working. I know between 6 p.m. or so, weekends.
And then electricity, power supply. It's a huge one, because sometimes we're on live on TikTok and we're making money from the live, and we're having important discussions, and next thing, everywhere goes dark. Boom. And the people on your chat, your comment section, and they're like, NEPA don't take light, NEPA don't take light.
And it's part of the content creation.
Yes, and then we turn on our flashlights from our phone, and then we put it like this and entertain. So if we can have consistent power supply, it will go a long way.
Yeah, 0817-923-0009. That's the number you can actually call. I'm told the other one is on Facebook. 0817-923-0007 is also another number that you can call if you have questions for the house. 6 people coming together to do content creation long enough, 1 month and 3 months, and money is already flying in. I'd like to hear you. What do you think about content creation? Are you starting anytime soon? Yes, good afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go on.
Yeah, my name is Mark.
Okay.
I'm seriously interested in the content creation business.
You have questions for them?
I don't know. So, what do you say?
Do you have questions for them?
The question: How do I get started? That's my question.
How do I get started? I think we've already answered that, but okay, I'm going to answer you. Okay, no problem. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Okay, so I've never done it. How do I get started? That question, you kind of answered it when you were telling us your story, but now let's answer him directly though.
So I think the first thing is to just start. The first thing is to break the mental barrier. People often, before starting, they get scared. Like, would people like what I'm posting?
Do they throw me? Oh my God, that's like the biggest.
I also feel like before going into content creation, you should, take a tour and see other content creators. See what they're doing, and then you know what you can do. Because everybody's now bringing up a new trend. There's this guy, Wisdom, and he came up with Bros I Greet, and he started trending everywhere. So if you can bring up something different from what every other person is doing, it will help you move faster. Because people like something they haven't seen before that is still interesting. So once you do that, blogs will see it and they're like, oh, this is new. Let's put it out there. And that's how you just go far.
Okay, let's take this call. It has to be a final call. Oh, I haven't lost it. Anyways, your final thoughts when you look at what the future holds when it comes to content creation. What are your thoughts?
I think with the projections and everything, I think brands will go in, like, try to leverage content creators as part of their marketing strategy. Because we have seen that influencers have become more trustworthy to the consumers. People believe us, whatever we do, what we say. So we will become an integral part of marketing. People will be getting, I think companies will try to like go in contracts with influencers, try to use us as one of the key means to reach out to their consumers.
And are you going to increase your rate at some point?
Definitely.
The rate increases with the numbers.
Okay.
So, like for example, if you say Instagram, if you have over 100k followers and they call you for ads and you're charging 200k per ad, if you now build up to 200k followers, you now know that you have more account reach, and you're giving those people that you're doing the ads for more account reach. So you increase your price, and that's the same thing when you have 500k, 1 million. Then you start billing them for over 1 million and above, and they know that if they do the ad with you, definitely they'll be making profits above millions. So it's that 1 million they are paying you is nothing compared to what they will be benefiting.
Is it possible to start content creation this year and start making money this year?
Definitely.
That's the final question.
Definitely.
It's possible. All right, that's actually where we ended on Talking Figures today. They say it's possible, so start now, start right now. And of course, they are on social media, they are on all platforms. The House, just go and Google DEOUSE and you see all the platforms you can follow as well. And the conversation continues when it comes to content creation. And I don't know, the future holds a lot when it comes to content creation, especially for business owners. I am rooting for you, and that's why we had this conversation on Talking Figures. Thank you for being a part of it, and thank you, of course, the House for bringing the energy and sharing all of your, the figures with us. Thank you so much. And that's it on Talking Figures today. My name is Theo Choma Ezenwafo. We'll do this again next week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. is still the time. And if I didn't read your messages, I am so sorry. We will do that next time. He was a very interesting. Let me just read this one. It says, "Good afternoon, Choma, and your guest. The House is David Prince. Ayoyo, I love the House. I have a question for you guys. How was working in Port Harcourt be like? Are you guys having any form of support from you guys in the entertainment industry?" They will answer that question on their page. We have to go. The news comes up next. Rivers today. After that, hard facts. Kalada will be here to talk hard facts. Stay tuned. Have a nice time.
all the arguments from last 2 weeks as to